Hello, hello. We are back with Geometry, Chapter 7-6, multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. Alright, looking at this. Yep. Here we go, skip to page. Okay. You will probably remember this, what this is, and how to do this. Distributive property. So we take the 2, multiply by the 3, and take the 2 and multiply by the 2. So that gives us 6x plus 4. Well, if it's not a 2, if it's a variable in front, well, I'll do the same thing. X times 3x gives us 3x squared, and x times 2 plus 2x. Okay. What about if there was a trinomial in the parentheses? Works the same way. Distributive property. I take what's in front and multiply by everything inside. So 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times 3x is 6x. And 2 times 2 is 4. What about if it's a variable? Same way. Now x times x squared, what is that? X to the third. Because remember, this is x to the first power, or 1x to the first power. So 1 times 3 is 3. The exponents, 1 and 1. X times x gives me x squared, so plus 3x squared. And then x times 2 is plus 2x. Now notice, once you've written your polynomial, you should have it in descending order if it started out in descending order. 2, 1, 0, 3, 2, 1. Technically there's a 1 here, we don't have to write that one. Alright, so that's how it works, multiplying a polynomial with a monomial. So let's have a look at these examples here. We have negative 3x squared, so I'm going to multiply negative 3, the coefficient, with all the coefficients in here, and the variable with all the variables in there. So negative 3 times 7, and you can change this x to, remember it has a coefficient of 1 and an exponent of 1. So negative 3 times negative 7 gives me negative 21. X squared times x squared gives me x to the fourth. Then multiply negative 3x squared by negative 1x to the first, and I get positive 3x to the third. Okay, this is where we tend to make a mistake. If you don't write that 1 there, we often forget 2 and 1 gives me 3. Okay, and then negative 3 times positive 4 is negative 12, and the x squared stays as it is. Notice now we have our exponents in descending order: 4, 3, 2. Alright, I want to simplify this expression. So I've got 2 sets of multiplication here divided by this subtraction. Now it's a subtraction as well as a negative, goes with a 5. So I'm going to multiply the 2 in with the first parentheses and negative 5 in with a second set of parentheses. Okay, so 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. P times p squared is p to the third. 2p times 5p is 10p squared. Now I have to multiply negative 5 times 2p squared, that's negative 10p squared. Now notice, I use this negative when multiplying in, making that negative. That's what this negative is. There aren't two negatives now. Okay, it's not minus negative 10. It's just negative 10p squared. And then negative 5 times positive 20 is negative 100. Now I'm going to look at this and see, is there anything I can simplify? Are there any variables and exponents that are the same? Okay, p to the third, here we have p squared, here we have p squared. So these two can be combined. I cancel them out in this case because it's 10 minus 10 gives me 0. So my simplified form here is negative 8p to the third minus 100. Alright, here's a lengthy statement for you. Solving an equation with polynomials. So I have 2a that needs to be multiplied right here. 3a needs to be multiplied by this set of parentheses. So I'm going to look at each side individually. Multiply over here first. So That gives me 10a squared minus 4a, and then 3a times 2a is 6a squared plus 18a, and then carry down the 8 because we're not doing anything with that, is equal to 4a squared plus a times 1 is a, or 1a, plus 2a times 6a is 12a squared minus 2a times negative 4 minus 8a, and then carry down the plus 50. Okay, now I'm going to go through combined like terms, see whether there are any variables with the same exponents. Okay, you can mark them any way you like. I've shown you can put a box around the squares, a circle around the other ones. Other methods you'll see is underlining them. Okay, maybe the same number as exponents, or you could say we start with the first one, underline it and find any like terms. Okay, underline it once and start with the second term, underline it twice. Any method that works for you to distinguish them and know which ones go together is fine. Okay, so after combining like terms, on the left side I get 16a squared plus 14a plus 8. On the other side we're going to combine like terms. 4a squared goes with a 12a squared. Put those together, we get 16a squared minus 7a plus 50. Okay, now I'm going to eliminate, bring the variables to one side, so eliminate the variable on this side. Now in this case it happens to eliminate it on the other side too, so I'll end up with 14a plus 8 equals negative 7a plus 50. Now next, we've got variable terms on each side, so eliminate it on one side. I recommend eliminating the smaller term, that way your variable term stays positive. So add 7a, and then we have 21a plus 8 is equal to 50. Get rid of the 8. This is where I would put that safety circle around the 21a. Remember when we did that? Minus 8, so 21a is 42. Then finally divide by 21, and a is 2. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all the fun we're going to have today. And I will see you next time. Remember to like and subscribe.